Hello, this is Kelly Dwyer with Nature Education Opportunities, bringing you a nature-themed yoga pose. This fun, full-body yoga pose incorporates stretching, imagination, and several science concepts. I created this pose to teach kids, and you as adults can certainly enjoy this too, how seeds sprout and grow into plants and use their leaves to produce energy through photosynthesis. Adding on additional concepts such as fall leaves and decomposition can extend the pose as well as the science lesson. Now, depending on the age of your students, this can be an opportunity to discuss terms such as germination, sprouting, chlorophyll, photosynthesis, decomposition, and nutrients. You can have these terms posted on the wall or a bulletin board, and this pose can be done inside or outside. Now, to get started, you want to make sure that your kids are rooting their feet into the ground and that they have enough room between themselves and their neighbor. And it might be a nice idea to have them take a deep centering breath before you get started, because this can be a little bit silly the first couple of times that they do it. So it's nice to have either an acorn, and this is from a red oak here in my woods, or some other small object to represent the acorn, which of course is the seed of the oak tree. So they want to take that acorn to start and just place it down by their feet. And then use their imagination and think that this acorn was buried last fall as the squirrels were caching or storing food for the winter. And over the course of the winter, the squirrels were not able to retrieve it, so that acorn stayed under the ground. And now it is spring, and the warmth of the sun is starting to warm up the soil. And those beautiful spring rains are starting to help that particular acorn underneath their feet germinate or sprout. And as it starts to grow into a beautiful, mighty oak. So they want to reach down, touch the acorn or their feet, and then start that beautiful slow growth of the trunk. And then the limbs come out of that strong oak. And then finally they have the little branches where leaves are now emerging underneath the canopy of the tree as spring and summer really get into full swing. So those leaves are emerging, and they're using the sun's energy and collecting that energy through a process of photosynthesis, just like little mini solar panels, so they can move their fingers all around collecting that energy and then sending that beautiful energy back down through the limbs, through the trunk, into the roots of the tree, and then up again. And this is where you can add on another element. It's now fall, and fall produces stronger winds, and those leaves have now done their job of collecting all the energy over the course of the summer. So the chlorophyll's starting to break down, and now we have those beautiful fall colors that were there the whole time are exposed. We can see them in the fall leaves. And now those strong winds and rain in the fall are taking those leaves and having them come off their stems, and they start to float and trickle down to the forest floor below, where they will now stay there over the course of the winter and start to break down or decompose, and those nutrients will be absorbed back into the tree's roots and continue the growth next year. But in the meantime, it's time for the tree to just rest throughout the winter, going into its state of hibernation. So have fun with this pose. There's lots of ways you can use your imagination, involve the kids. They could even do a little play to act out what happens in fall with animals and trees. And again, have fun, use their imagination and yours. And thank you for joining me in stretching your limbs and your sense of fun.